Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red here for Labor Tool Bear back again here in the old den of tools. And today we're talking storage, particularly storage tubs or storage totes as they're often called. And the reason for that is it's almost springtime, which means it's time to clear out your den, get it straight, get it clean, get it organized. Let's face it, whether you got a big house, a small house, an apartment, a condo, an RV, whatever it is, you need to maximize storage, maximize your organization, and totes, I think, are one of the best ways to do it. Now, the way I came about this, and many people did, is we all started with the typical, cardboard box. Now, my family, when we moved out of California, part of the early mass exodus there, we looked at this when we had to put a bunch of stuff into storage when we moved out and moved to Nevada, and I looked at boxes, and I'd moved a bunch before. I've moved a bunch in my life. I did not like boxes. They've never held up. Critters get in them, all sorts. They're not a good solution in my estimation here. So I wanted something a little more robust, if you will. So we went and we looked at stuff like, we actually had tubs like this, but I'd seen them when they stack them. You go this high, you go anything above 2, and they start to crumple on the side if you don't have, the lighter boxes up top. They just don't hold up, and they also break down over time. Not my favorite solution there. Now this is a fantastic solution. You see this in a lot of industrial use. The United States Post Office uses these. They can hold up to a ton of abuse. Problem is, they're very expensive. For what you get there, they're quite expensive. So this had just come out. These were becoming a thing, these black and yellow totes here. And we said, the missus and I, we looked over, we said, let's see how much they cost. Went down to the local Home Depot, and for about twice the price of what we could get a box for, about the same size box, we're going to get a storage tote that we estimated would last a very long time. And honestly, it has. We've had totes in storage in California and in Vegas here. And if you estimate the fact that it gets, especially in Vegas, it gets cold enough to snow at times. It has snowed while we were here. And it gets 120 degrees in the heat in a storage unit. Imagine what that's like. And these totes still hold up, whereas the things we did have in cardboard boxes have broken down and basically become, worthless at this point. So I think totes are a great way to go. Now, $8.97, remember that price for the 27-gallon, because that's kind of the standard as far as sizes. Now, but since this time, of course, that was 5 years ago, since that time, everybody and their brother now has the black and yellow tote, and they have them in a ridiculous choice of sizes and such. So let's jump into it and take a look at what you can buy today and how much you're going to pay for that. Now we're going to start over at Home Depot. They've got the 70-gallon tote here with wheels. It's got wheels on one end, because something that big, you're probably going to need wheels. Now, that said, it's $70 for a 70-gallon. You're paying a buck a gallon. I guess that's not a bad deal, really, when you think about it. But that said, that's not probably going to be the one that most people are going to be able to use. So let's take a look at some of the other sizes. 55 gallons is going to run you $42. 38 gallons is going to run you $32. 27 gallons, this is kind of the standard. We're gonna measure everyone else by this. $16. So that's the watermark on this. Now, they also have them in clear, but you're going to jump up in price, $25. Also, I found that the clear ones, they don't hold up as well in my estimate. Now, I've not tried these, but I'm talking about other clear boxes, so I've often tried to avoid clear boxes. Also, if whatever you have in it's going to get hit by sunlight at any time. If it's going into a storage unit, probably fine. If it's going to be somewhere where sunlight can hit it, you're probably going to want an opaque box. All right, 17 gallons getting kind of smaller there. You're looking at $13 on that one. We've got the 14 gallons for $15. Yeah, we keep going. 12 gallons there for, was it $14? We got a 7 gallons. I like these tiny little ones. Look at these. These are really useful for all sorts of stuff here. We're going to talk more about these smaller ones later on. But 7 gallons for $8.48. And as you may have noticed, if you looked over the color section, most of these, not all of them, but most of them, also come in a black and red. Basically, just the color of the top, yellow or red, whichever one you like. Now, let's jump over to Lowe's. Now, I will say this. The totes we have right now are mostly from Lowe's. Now, we'll say also, be careful if you try to interchange these things, because they're not exactly the same, and some of them may not fit exactly the same on the other ones. So take a tape measure with you if you're going to mix and match before you buy. Make sure you hold on to the receipt in case you need to do a return. So, we're looking at the 40-gallon here. 40-gallon here is $38, which was the 40-gallon over at Home Depot. We had 38 there for $32. So not exactly apples to apples there. Now, if we look at the 27 gallon, we're looking down at $14.98, a little bit cheaper there than Home Depot. These, I said, these are the totes again that we had. We bought them because A, it was convenient, and B, I think they were on sale at the time when we bought them. Now, I'm talking about the totes that we currently use, not the ones we bought way back when. Of course, these are also by Project Source. I don't know if that's a Lowe's brand or not. 17 gallons here for 15 was 14.68. And we're looking at a 12 gallon here. Now, the thing I don't like about Lowe's is as they get smaller, you don't get the same kind of pricing on it. You're looking at $11.90. You're looking at $12 on that one. And the 5 gallon is also $12. And I got to tell you, we have some of these 5 gallons. And yes, I did pay too much for them, but I just love the size on these things. They're so great. We use them under the RV for holding a lot of the fittings and stuff like that. We have them in the kids' bunkhouse, so each one of them has a tote that they can store all their books and their classwork and stuff like that in. These things are fantastic. Now, they also offer these. This is essentially a 5 gallon bucket. It's got the handle and everything. It's just a square 5 gallon bucket. You've seen the square 5 gallon buckets probably from other things, and a lot of those emergency food things, they come in those. $12 on that. Very Lego-like there, isn't it? Anyway, they also offered get this, the matching, if you want to be color matching, they have storage racks to hold these. $105 for that in the black and yellow, so you can be all color coordinated. They even sell it as a full kit there. And the price on that's $255 there. So I did the math on it, and honestly, I think you're paying like $1 more to buy it altogether. Not sure why, but that's what it is. Anyway, we're gonna jump over to Office Depot here. Now, Office Depot about the same prices as Home Depot. And theirs is made by GreenMade. Again, this is a completely different, manufacturer. So make sure that you measure if you're going to intermix these or interchange these. So they're normally $16 on sale right now for $13. I'm going to try to put links to the majority of the stuff down below here. Now getting smaller here with it, we've got the 23 gallon for $12.49, and we've got the 12 gallon for $10. Now that's a pretty good deal right there. 12 gallons for $10. They don't seem to go any smaller. They may, a lot of these becomes an issue when you ship these things online. We'll talk about that a bit in a little bit. But in store, you may have more options than what you're seeing here on the website. Now, Tractor Supply, they've got Tough Box. Now, Tough Box is a brand that I've seen at a lot of different stores. Basically, companies that aren't big enough to basically have their own brands or deal with some of the bigger ones. So this is kind of their go-to. Tractor Supply, though, was the only one I saw offering the 64-gallon wheeled tote with that interesting ridge or top, I guess higher up level lid there. Anyway, interesting there. Anyway, for $50 there for 64 gallons, that's a pretty good deal. We've got the 40-gallon there for $30 and the 27-gallon for $15. Not a great deal on that one. Now let's jump over to Rural King. Now it's not possible really for me to cover every single store that's out there. A lot of these regional stores, but I had to touch on Rural King because they have such a great deal on one of these. So their 40-gallon is $25. That's a pretty good deal. Their 5-gallon there is $10. Okay. Their 20-gallon is $30. I don't even begin. Oh, it's got latches on it. That's why it's got latches on it. That ups the price. But their 5-gallon is $7. And that's probably the best price that we've seen on this. Now, here's the problem with this. If you live near a Rural King, I guess it's not a problem. You just run in and buy one. If you're like me and there's not one near you, well, what are you going to do? You're going to ship it to home? Well, let's look at the shipping cost on that. And shipping cost is $17.90 if you want to buy just one. Now, let's say you grab 10 of these, and that shipping cost, it does jump up a little bit to $27, which makes it a grand total of $97.02. Well, if you're buying 10, that's $9.07 each. So not a bad price on those. It gets, a lot more palatable when you start buying more. If I do know that at times Rural King has offered codes for free shipping on orders like over $50 or orders over $100. If you know of any of those kind of deals and stuff, put it down in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. Also, if you know of, and let's do this, if you know of a store near you that's in store having better sale prices than what we can find online, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you've been buying. All right, Costco, that's a big one. The problem with Costco is in store, it's kind of hit or miss. They have the 27 gallon. I've seen them carry several different sizes here, but online they're only showing the 27. But that said, $13.79, not a bad price on that one. Next up, we're going to jump over to Amazon. This is what I was talking about. If you try to order online on the standard size and the bigger totes and stuff, it just isn't cost effective for them. It's not the weight, it's the volume. So you're looking at, because they have free shipping, but they build it into the price, $38.49. Ouch. That's just, ordering from Amazon just isn't going to be feasible on the larger sizes. Now, if you jump down to the smaller sizes, like these 5 gallons that I'm so enamored with, you're looking here. Here's a 6-pack of the tough storage containers stackable here for $57. That's $9.50 a piece. That's a pretty good price. If we look over here to the Safari, if you don't mind the cavalcade of colors there, look at that. You get all the colors, but I guess nice for organization. You can tell, put, different types and different colors and stuff like that. You're looking at $50 or $8.33 a count. Again, as I said, when they get smaller, they can stack them, they can maximize. That's why they sell them as packs. They don't sell them individually. Also, I wanted to call out these Craftsman storage bins. 5-gallon pack here, 6-pack for $64. Now, it's a little bit more money. You're like, Bear, why are you showing me something that's more expensive? I don't care if it's Craftsman. I mean, come on, it's Craftsman. We all have a soft spot for the black and red. But that said, these are locking. Well, not locking. They've got latches on the side, which makes it easy, better for storage. That they tumble over, the lid's not going to come off. That usually does add significantly to the cost, and that's not much of a price bump on that 5-gallon there to go up $64 for 6 of these. They look like pretty good tubs. And yes, all of these have little holes where you can zip tie them or do whatever you're going to do with them. But that said, that's not a bad price for something of that kind of quality. Now let's jump over to Walmart. Now Walmart, oddly enough, in store does not have many options. And of course, if you want to get shipped to home or shipped to store, that shipping cost then bumps the price up to being unreasonable, much like the larger Amazon boxes. So in store, the best you're going to do is one of these Sterilite tubs here. You're looking at $15. I don't believe that top is going to be as rigid as the other ones, but that's just speculation, me looking at it. I have not gotten paws on with it. That said, at Walmart, now we're getting into your mileage may vary, which means you're going to have to find it. It's not just going to be sitting right there ready for you to have it. Walmart inventory checker over at BrickSeek shows that they still have in stock some of the Hart 27-gallon storage containers. Now, these, I believe, have been discontinued. They don't show up on the regular website. And they normally had a price of $16. I love that little baby blue there. Look, that's great. How much are they going for? How about $5? Can you do $5? I would buy every single one they have at $5. That is a no-brainer right there. Now, if I look around my local area, I've got this store has 3 to 4 in stock. This store has 2 to 3 limited stock. Now, this one's in stock, but they're at the full sale price. There's $16. We got $3, but they're out of stock. It's always cheaper when they don't actually have it in stock, right? Anyway, I'll put a link to this down below. Remember, you're going to enter your zip code in. And remember, if it's across town and there's 1 or 2 in stock, don't bother. If it's next door and there's a couple in stock, go check it out. And also remember, it's not usually in the spot where it would be in the store. Check the clearance section. Check high, check low, check one aisle over. Often they get moved. Often, allegedly, people who work there might possibly move it so their buddies can come in and get the deal. Just saying. Anyway, let's jump over to Sam's Club because there's another big box club store here, and they got a fantastic price. Probably, I think, the best price we've seen on the 27-gallon. Can you believe this? $10.88. That is a buy it now, oh, it's out of stock kind of price. Yep. So at least online, it's out of stock. In store, you may get paws on it, but you're not going to get it online, at least not around here. Maybe for you, you can order it from a local distribution or something. I don't know. As far as other hard-to-find kind of ones, Harbor Freight used to have these. Apparently, they're cleared out. There's the Franklin 27-gallon storage bin. It's showing up for $12 online. Now, it's in-store only purchase, and it is clearance, so maybe you'll get it cheaper if you can find it. Now, let's wrap it all up because you got to have a way to store these. You can't stack them and rack them and all sorts of stuff, but if you want a nice, tidy way, I just happened to stumble across this. I had to show it to you. This is the Pro Slat Heavy Duty. Holds 12 totes. You gotta like that. $200, maybe not, but if you're serious about organization, that looks pretty nice right there. Anyway, that's all the Bear has for you when it comes to storage totes. This is, it's something that I really kind of overly passionate about, which is storage totes. But I love being organized, knowing where everything is. Now you can use the wife likes to use like pieces of paper and write notes on what it is, tape it to the box. Personally, I use the silver Sharpie, paint Sharpie kind of system, and I just write what's on the side. And if I change it and I cross it off, I go to the next one. There's enough plastic there. It'll be fine. Anyway, let me know what your storage solutions are down below. And how many of these black and yellow ones do you have? I'd probably be embarrassed to admit how many of these things we actually own. Anyway, that's all the bear has for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.